Welcome, everyone. I know you saw our background. I'm getting in my mind vacation. I think we've been on vacation, but
Yep.
I feel like the need to be mentally preparing for vacation. Anybody going on vacation? Hey, you guys. Welcome to Confidence. Today is Monday. Baby, it is the 19th of May.
Oh,
The one thing we don't get back is time. So I am going to take down some of these. My favorite watcher, Gwen, baby, you got to come into the picture.
okay. Okay.
See if I can get closer to
They
you
got
too.
1,000 pictures of him, but they ain't got him singing.
Okay. Hey, Norma, Miss Norma. Let me take down my little banner.
That's Norm was on our Zoom today.
She told me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Well,
What's going on, everybody? What is happening? Anybody preparing for a vacation? I am looking forward to. We're going on vacation soon, and we are so looking forward to it. And so it is Monday, May the 19th already, and we are already getting what, babe? That's not
I know.
okay. No, okay, so Fuller wants to. Jamal. Okay. Okay, so Fuller wants to play his song, everybody. I guess we know who that is. Anybody know who that is? Fuller's got in. We got music on our mind. Anybody watch?
Got love on my mind.
Got love on. Okay, hold on. He rubbing my leg too, y'all. Okay, baby. Okay.
Look, we're gonna skip the music. Okay.
Okay,
So I couldn't find what I was looking for. I was looking for Jamal on American Idol. I saw a lot of pictures on Facebook.
Anybody watch American Idol this season?
There, but they didn't have him singing.
Anybody watch American Idol this season? We did. We didn't watch the whole thing.
He reminds me of Irene. Not.
Baby, everybody don't know who Jamal is.
Oh, American Idol. Okay, tell them what.
Okay, so we started in the mid part of the season watching American Idol. I don't know why. Maybe because I saw this young man singing along with, it was probably about 20 of them at the time. And I mean, all of them could sing. I mean,
really?
You know, we're music people. And I ain't watched American Idol, baby. I know it's been since Fantasia or Mandisa. It's been a long time. And so we started watching at the mark where they had 20 contestants. And that young, all of them could sing.
All 20.
All of them. But that doggone Jamal, now I believe I don't know if he had any competition throughout the whole thing. I mean, just his heart. Y'all ever seen somebody who sings with heart? And it's just something about they just touch you.
He sang a Disney song.
And he sounded
like you sound like, he was living it. It was really great experience. Listen, I really enjoyed American Idol.
Yes, we did.
This time.
Yeah.
And I saw last night and today that behind the scenes, they were all singing church songs together and they were having church.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a revival had broke out in there. I mean, and all of them was singing and nobody was trying to take the lead. It just flowed that way. And it was amazing. And I just believe that God is going to use that type of movement where it's not necessarily church planned. This was a secular show.
Yeah.
And God was glorified. And I forgot the heavyset young man, 17 years old.
I don't know.
Man, he sang like he was
came
like
out with
35. And he was like, oh my God, who sang with experience. That's what I meant. Like, not his voice was like 35, but that was an anointing on that guy's life. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't go further.
Yeah,
because I mean, he was glorifying God, and all the songs he sang were church songs. And I think that's what's going to get our attention and the attention of the world, because the world is such disarray now, and the bottom is up, right, wrong is right, right is wrong, decency, love and kindness, things done with order, good neighbors, all that is thrown out the window, and we don't have that anymore. And it starts at the top, and I'm not going to get into the political and call no names, but it begins at the top.
Everywhere.
Because we talk about fighting wickedness in high places. You know, that's what the Bible talk about in Ephesians 6. And I think we are experiencing that. But this is one thing I do know from my own experience, and not only that, just looking at the Bible. And I noticed that when the wickedest king was in office, God done his thing. God done a new thing. Whatever he had to do, he did it. Because, you know, like with Daniel, them with Shadrach and all these guys, it shifted because they went through. They didn't live there, but they stood up for what they believed. And the king changed it. Look at Daniel in the line then. He's old Daniel. Was thy God able to protect thee? Yeah, he said, thy God will protect thee. That's what Daniel went in. So your God will see you through, basically. And so our acts of not defiance, but yes, and standing up for what's right, standing up for the principle of God, standing up for your fellow man, being kind and considerate, never goes out of season. And that's how I think we're going to win the world. We're not going to win them by the brick and mortar. We're going to win them by our demonstration of our relationship with God.
Because they definitely, when that young man, the heavyset young man, he started out in the show. That was his. And he sang some other R&B songs, but you knew where he came from. Right. Same thing with Jamal. His song that he, I guess that they all each have a song, a debut single, right? And his was about God. And then the young woman who ministered really also, that she did a really great job. But Jamal, you know, I was watching even Carrie Underwood at some point. He sang, I don't know, it was an R&B song, y'all, but I saw her hands like here, like we're in worship. We like, that ain't even a worship song, but that boy right there, he carries the anointing. And that's the part that we are, we want to continue to see. We're not going to say that it doesn't exist, because I'm going to call those things to be not as they were, but it exists, but it's just consistency, right? And just in our world that we're living in.
And I look at the Bible says, the last shall be first. And he comes from a little small town, Meridian, Mississippi, where Medgar Evers was killed. Civil rights work years ago, over 50 years ago. And just so how he galvanized the community, and how all of them came out to hear him. And I think that's what it's going to take. The revival ain't going to start in a big city. It's going to start in the small places. Just like when the church was started, Peter never preached to a small crowd, and then 5,000 was added to the church, and 3,000 was added to the church, like in days. So I think we're getting ready to experience that. And it's bubbling in my heart that we're getting ready to experience the turnaround.
Yeah, and I think as long as you and I on this show, we keep talking about what today's topic is, acts of love, and being kind to one another, and you know, acknowledging people when they have special occasions that come up. You know, graduation is happening right now, and there's lots of children and young men and women, girls, boys, whatever, they're graduating, right? And so in from college, and just recognizing when people do good, and you want to recognize their parents for their contributions, and because the kids didn't do it on their own, or the scholars didn't do it on their own, but acknowledging the being kind to one another. One of the things that I love about who we are, and I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I think it's a good demonstration of love and being an act of kindness. And we're, you know, one of the things that we'll always say is we're not bragging. We're just talking about the goodness of God, and that will bring you to want to do more for your fellow man. Right. That's
gift giving.
It is gift giving.
But, you know, I was thinking, I was laying on the bed, just laying across the bed, and I had the ice pack on. You know, I went to the chiropractor there and got snap, crackle, and pop. So I was trying to soothe some of that crack, snackle, and pop down. And I was just thinking about you and I was thinking about this 4 years that we've been knowing each other, and we never raised our voice at one another. Never been mad at each other. Disappointed was maybe, but not angry, mad. Now, I see you making all the face over there. And if I'm wrong, you can just go ahead and tell me. But I was thinking about Joe Biden today, and he had prostate cancer, and it's gone to his bones. And they said it can be treated, but it can't be healed. And we're not going to limit God on that.
Right.
And sometimes you wonder, and this is another subject, why bad things happen to good people. Yeah. And so, but I was just thinking about when I went through the prostate cancer thing, and how you want somebody, and that's a gift of love, how she wasn't my wife even at the time, but Darlene nourished me, she ministered to me, she was there with me all the way, and always asking me, even to this day, how you doing, how you feel. Check on your man or woman to make sure they go to the doctor, because it's hard for me to understand how Joe Biden had these great doctors and all had the best health care, but he still wasn't discovered the prostate cancer. Encourage, if your husband over 40, make sure that he goes to the doctor and get an exam, not only just the prostate exam, but not just bending over, let them examine him, but get the blood work done, because that's the best tell. So I encourage, especially among African-American males, they really need to go to the doctor. First of all, I don't like to go to the doctor. They need to go to the doctor and get a checkup, because an ounce of cure, an ounce of prevention is better than a gallon of cure. So let's be mindful, and that's a gift giving, because I want to give Darlene another good 25 years in good health, and be able to love her and meet her needs in any way possible. And I think that's the best gift, the act of love, and the way she treat me, the way she act, all during the process. And it was at least a year process of going to radiation and doing all the things that need to be done. And I think I'm doing this better. I know I'm doing better because of her encouragement, her standing by me, making sure that took the stress off. If I want to talk about it, we could talk about it. And the day was undetectable. Today, the last exam I had was a couple of weeks ago.
That's a powerful word.
Yeah, and it's undetected,
Undetected.
And so it was even better than it started off with after the radiation, because it was 0.013. And now it's below that. So
now it's undetectable.
Right.
It ain't better than that.
Right.
It is the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
And so, and I said colonoscopy, but I meant to include, having your colonoscopy done. And for women, it's the mammogram, it's the, your annual paps, and sometimes even mine have come out abnormal. You don't want to see that, right? But then the colposcopy is the other option, and they just kind of check you out. And and sometimes we're afraid of that call or that update in my chart, which is what most medical companies use now. You have to go to the doctor and just make sure you whatever it is the way. I don't like to get on the scale, because I know my weight be up and down and all of that, but I go because I want to make sure that my teeth look good. I go have my teeth clean. Well, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're checking on that. So we wouldn't and
make sure that you ask doctor questions, because I just got a call today that when I pastored a church in Griffin, one of my most faithful, I'm talking about faithful. If they had faithful in the dictionary, they would have her picture in there. That's how faithful she was. And she got stage 4 lung cancer. And she said they saw a spot on there years ago, but nobody really just examined her. And she went back and forth to the doctor, and nobody just really examined her to see what that spot was. Now it's on both lungs. Wow. And see if they were 4 or 5 years ago when she was going through, if they were just checked that, they could have found it in the early stage and wouldn't have to do chemo and all that.
Right.
So you want to give your family, your spouse, your loved ones, you want to give them a good gift, give them a good health report.
Give them a good health report, and
that's a gift.
And give them a will too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Make sure you do the will. So I want to do. Thank you for a couple, because that's acts of love. That's what we're going to talk about today. I want to go back because we see that people are posting. Gwen posted about her great nephew graduated from I think it said Morehouse.
Okay.
Morehouse yesterday, earned a degree in cinema, television, and emerging media studies with summa cum laude.
Wow.
Academic honors. Anybody else have somebody that graduated? Anything that's from high school? I know Westlake and our kids' alma mater, all the schools are graduating, right? So it's good to see the banners outside, and then people got birthdays coming up.
I do. My niece, Chris' daughter.
That's right. Yep.
And she's deaf, and so she graduated from college this year at 3.9. So she just graduated over the weekend, and we celebrate her. And Jasmine.
And did you hear Fuller say
just like Chris?
And did you hear him say that she's deaf, but she can communicate up some stuff? She holding a whole conversation, and you know what she's saying.
And was on the dance team with her.
Really?
What? How? I don't know, but she's active and interactive, and just a doll, just a sweetie.
Yeah. So we want to continue our conversation about gift giving and acts of love. So I was mentioning to Fuller because yours truly, I do have a birthday that's coming up.
Yes.
But we also just finished up with Mother's Day, and our friend Ro posted, some in some relationships we don't give gifts.
Right.
And others do give gifts. And I'm not talking about just Mother's Day. I mentioned Ro because she said that they don't really do the mother give gifts on Father's Day, because you're not my mom and you're not my daddy. But Full and I believe in gifts all the time. We give gifts just because, we think that we may like something. And so I asked Fuller if I could talk a little bit about this gift giving, the act of giving, because sometimes also, if you want to keep it real, there's some gifts that you really, 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 really want. And I know somebody's on here probably saying, well, when somebody gives you a gift, you should just love it. You should just accept it. And that's true. You should be thankful and acknowledge them giving you the gifts. And then there's sometimes, like I'll say to Fuller, this is us being transparent. Darlene is not being selfish. Darlene is not being self-absorbed. But there are times when I'll say to Fuller, babe, I don't want clothes, jewelry, and what is the other thing I say? Clothes, jewelry, and shoes. Because you guys, when I tell you, Fuller spent 2 hours yesterday, 3 hours yesterday in his own closet. Do you guys know Fuller he pulled out, I know it had to be, I'm going to say 40 shirts of his own that he can't wear.
About 67, I think it was.
That he could not wear.
Not necessarily. Some of them
didn't
worn a long time.
And it's time
some
to get
was
rid
too
of.
big. Some was small. But some of them were just.
We buy, and I'm in the habit of, I'll go somewhere, if I see something, I'll give him something. But for me, I've said, Fuller, I got to really clean out my closet. So I got clothes with tags on it. Anybody got clothes with tags on it? Still in your closet. I got every size you can think of in my closet. And I've got all types of jeans. I've got all types of, I probably got, 25 pair of jeans, if not more than that. I've got every whatever shorts and all that. And so I want to not consume or have my closet full of stuff. And I don't even know what I have because I keep getting and that's okay, let me step back, because this is a good problem to have for those that live their life without. There's some people that don't have a lot. So I'm not being insensitive. There's some people that, would want their significant other to buy them things. Yes, guilty. That's Miss Norma talking about she's guilty because I know she got some tags in the closet. And then there's some people, right? And there's some people
I'm so sure.
Right. And then there's some people that wish their man would buy them a gift. And I'm grateful that I have a king beside me that always wants his queen to look good.
Yep.
And Fuller will go and I can even say, Fuller, as the same conversation, babe, My birthday is coming up. Don't buy me, baby, please. No shoes. Y'all tell me no shoes. Now, not every woman, because women gonna be like, look, you can buy me some shoes, but no shoes, no clothes, no jewelry, because I gotta work on getting rid of some of the other stuff. And so, what do you say to that, baby?
I say that you can clean your closet out and sow that seed to somebody who's less fortunate, and that we that are blessed are able to buy some other things by that. Because I always want you to be looking like a queen. You represent the king, and you represent me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always want to give fresh. Like, okay,
here we go. Here we go. He gonna talk about my underwear. He gonna talk. I know he's gonna talk about my underwear. Well, I know he's gonna say
you brought it up. That wasn't even on my mind.
I knew it was coming.
No, it was on my mind. Anyway, we'll move to that secondly. The other thing is, Darlene used to wash even her clothes and stuff like that. I'm a dry cleaner person, so I think that when you go to the dry cleaners, yes, some of that stuff said permanent press. You do this, that,
yeah,
but it keeps the shape longer, and especially when you buy things that cost money. I think it's sin almost to pay retail for me personally, because I was in retail. So I'm looking for what I'm looking for at a good price that has a brand name. Because most of the time when you got that brand name, you take it and have dry clean. It keeps the shape, it keeps the color, it lasts longer, and it always look good. And so that's one thing. And again, like, she represent me. She's a public figure. She's a leader on her job, and I want her to look like what's on the inside of her. There's a queen on the inside of her, and I want to bring the queendom to manifest the queen that's in her. And so I'm buying her glasses like those, frames. Well, those. Yeah. Oh, okay. And so I always want to look good because, she represents me. And I just love looking at her when she look her best, and I do. And one thing I can't stand is underwear. Like she just said, she brought it up. I wasn't going to go there. But if it's scratched, if the rubber a little out of shape there, or if it just look worn, it ain't got to have no hole in it. I just like, not just her. And she tell you, I just bought a bunch this weekend, and so on my mind, I've had a while, and it just don't look as good as it did, and so that's just the way I am.
Well, let me ask our favorite watchers. When was the last time, ladies and gents, that you've gone through your underwear drawer? You don't have to be married. You've gone through your underwear drawer and decided, you know what, I'm going to get rid of. Now, don't give them away to somebody else. I don't know. Do you give away your underwear to somebody else?
My athlete shirts, but not my shorts.
Not the panties and
no.
Okay.
I don't wear panties though.
I mean, okay.
Briefs.
Do you give them away?
No.
You throw them away in the trash.
Yeah.
Look, you guys.
They'll get shoe shine right.
Look, right. That's true. So look, I done been home and full of washed clothes, and I have had a whole new drawer full of underwear. A whole new. Now I still have some of the other ones that look really, really good, but if they don't look right,
they look old.
They gone in the trash, and I'm like, what happened to? I know I had a pair of my favorite. Like the other week, you guys, I have this really, and it's so comfortable. Married people, y'all know, so comfortable. It's this long black Old Navy gown that I wear at night, and I can wear it if anybody comes through. They can see me in the gown. It don't even look like a gown. Look like a dress. And I came home one day full of them. Went and bought me a whole new set of underwear, and then he bought me a brand new dress nightgown that looks just like the other one, except it got a nice little blue little line on the top. It's navy blue. You can't assume that they're the same. They look completely different. But he was letting me know, and he said it before. But what do I do? Like Linus, I go put my little black little outfit on because it's so comfortable. I mean, it's real comfortable. No, so Soma, yes, I do need to go to Soma for some bras, Miss Norma. Would you take fuller to buy me some gifts? I do need to get size though. But when was the last time you guys have gone into your drawers or your spouse's drawers and gotten rid of underwear? So let me go up here. because I did see, let me see what Renella says. I do that with my husband's things. Toss socks and holes, right? Toss underwear that are stretched out, worn, t-shirts that are discolored. Look here, let me tell you something about Ronelda before you say something, baby. Renelda, she's anal. And you know why? Because Renelda came to our house and Renelda didn't see some matching towel and face cloth. Mm-hmm. Although I got matching face cloth and towel, Renelda didn't see them together. So Renelda was going to bring her own. The next time she came, she was going to bring her own towel set and bring me some too and send me some. I said, Renelda, you don't get out of here if you better not bring.
I'm good with that too.
Right.
Buying towels and
you are.
clothes.
So now that I'm married to Fuller Renelda, I have sets of and they're matching sets. And so, but so you guys have been throwing out some of your things. But the other thing is that I was sharing with Fuller what I would like for my birthday. Now, does that mean I'm going to get those things? And babe, does it offend you if I don't like something?
No. It used to in my when I was married to Jean.
Why?
Because I wasn't mature enough. I'd get upset. I'd be upset.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't sure that then I'll just say it, but deep down inside,
I was hurt.
I was out, on the inside.
Like, can you remember anything that you got that she didn't like and that
maybe some outfit or something, and she didn't like it, and and I've been put a lot of thought into it, and I just loved it. Maybe got another opinion on it while I was in the store, and because the people down at Chico's, they said, "Man, I wish I had a husband like you."
Yeah,
but this coming, but yeah, but they don't bother me now because I told you before. I said, now, if you don't like it, you can take it back. My feelings ain't gonna be hurt because I've grown to that level. Right. But I wasn't always like that.
Right. But let me tell y'all something about this Fuller. When it comes to gifts, receiving gifts, Fuller want all of his gifts, and he makes a big deal out of just loving gift giving because he's a sower and receiving. So, for example, for Christmas, which is his birthday, and Jesus' birthday. Fuller come first, Jesus. Okay, never mind. I'm just playing. But Fuller won't at all. He wants two separate sets of gifts. Right. And so I have to start in January planning what I'm going to do for Fuller's birthday, as if it's just not another birthday. Like I'm trying to think, what is Fuller going to do for Darlene's birthday? Now, I will say, one year, I told Fuller I don't recall ever having a birthday. Maybe as a child I had one, but a birthday party, I'd never had a birthday party. So he threw me a birthday party and it was fabulous. And then there's some times that I may get some things that I'm like, I like that. But Fuller is so gracious. Like one time he bought me some tennis shoes. And you guys, the end thing now is, especially at work, is everybody's wearing tennis shoes, right? I'm still coming around. I have a lot of tennis shoes. Sneakers. Tennis shoes, no, sneakers. Tennis shoes no more. They don't have tennis shoes no more. Y'all, what's the word? What are they called? Are they called tennis shoes or are they called sneakers? Because I thought they was called tennis shoes. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so Fuller accidentally bought me two pair of the same shoes. No, they sent you.
They sent two, and they should have sent one. It's supposed to be another style.
Yeah, and so then what we did was we gifted someone else, not like it was their birthday or something. I gave them a gift. I just said here.
Right. Because I told you I don't want to send it back. I just want to give someone.
Yeah.
And now you find somebody to give.
Now I will say this goes back to the acts of love. Yes, gift giving between each other, but when you have friends too, and I've had some group of friends that I've been friends with since I moved to Atlanta for the last 29, 30 years, almost 30 years. Then I have a set of friends at home as well. That are always operating in acts of kindness. I've got line sisters that, we just do things for one another. But so this past weekend is graduation, and it's graduation for some 8th graders. They're going to the 9th grade, so they had to dance. And I'm sharing this because I think it's good for people to see that we can bless our friends,
right,
and not want anything from
right.
them. Is it okay if I share that, baby?
Sure.
It's not like I'm not
No.
gloating anything. I'm just talking.
No,
The story.
no, you
Yeah.
give it.
So this past weekend, my girlfriend Heather said, her daughter was going to the eighth grade prom dance, and so she said, Darlene, are you still okay if the girls come by and they're gonna take pictures? They want to take pictures. I was like, oh, I almost forgot about that, but yeah, they can come by. And then here go Heather. Heather says, so Darlene, are you going to have some snacks and some food for them? I was like, wait a minute. You want to come to my house and you want them to take pictures at my house. Why am I buying snacks for them? And then I thought about it. I thought about all the seeds over the years that sometimes our friends and family members sow and they don't ever ask for anything. Heather's one of those people. And so Heather, when she asked me, I thought about it for a second. And then I said, Fuller, we got to go to, y'all forgive me, Sam's. So yeah, I said Sam's. We had to go.
I forgot about the
I forgot about the DEI stuff. Right. So I said, Fuller, we got to go to Sam's. So when we go, I got to get some things for the girls are going to come over. They're going to be about 10 of them. They're coming in a Sprinter. And I want to get some things for the party. Now, look, I've dated people in the past. I've been married before. And I can only imagine that then somebody would have said, what you doing that for? Them ain't our kids. Why are you buying food? When I told Fuller, we were already at the store and I was picking up stuff, putting in the basket. Charcuterie, those who know me, I've started doing this charcuterie board. So I'm putting cheese, I'm putting charcuterie board, I'm putting, whatever, pastries and all kinds of stuff in the basket. And fruit, all fresh fruits and stuff. And so Fuller, not one time did Fuller say, who paying for that? Because y'all know how we can do. Fuller not one time even brought it up. Fuller, we got to the line, and Fuller, I know the bill was it was easy, $300. Now all of it wasn't from the thing, but it was about $300.
3+.
Yeah. And Fuller ain't asked me for anything. That's why, we talk about acts of kindness. It goes beyond. When you give to one another, that's one thing. But when you extend it to your friends and your family, and not because you got it like that, because somebody probably would say, Darlene, you got it like that. No. It's because I like to sow. I like to see people's expression. So when they came over, they walked in, they were like, oh my gosh, this is so nice.
But I know how much Heather meant to you as a friend.
Yep.
And I didn't mind sowing the seed because I'm going to reap a harvest from it.
Yep.
But I sowed it because people hear us say all the time, love and kindness always in season. Well, we don't demonstrate it, then it's just words.
Yep. And Heather's not one of those people. She's never, I remember when David passed away, Heather came and stayed with me for a whole month. I can remember also the times in my life when I didn't have any money, didn't have a lot of money. So we would do these gift exchanges between our friends when we'd go to lunch, and then people would buy, each other gifts for their birthdays. And I remember people would buy me stuff that they knew that I like Brighton jewelry. I like Brighton jewelry. And then when it came to their birthday, maybe I couldn't afford to buy them the same level. And I remember having a very distant conversation about it. And I just said to myself, I want to be when I can afford the lifestyle of being able to bless people, I want to give back. Because there was a time that I couldn't afford to do that. And I'm so thankful that all of us think of being givers and not just the monetary, but just your time.
Right.
It could be just,
precious gift.
Like Miss Norma, she's great at coming and going to check on my mom. Linda, Fat came by. Everybody, Jennifer, everybody. They're in our family. We're givers by naturally, and it doesn't have to be any monetary like big gift.
The greatest gift is your time, though, and like Miss Norma, come and take your mama just to get her out the place you stay.
Yep,
that's a great gift.
Yep.
I mean, you can't replace that time, so it don't have to always be monetary.
Yep. I want to close this out because we're way past time. I want to go back and highlight. Dee says, when I travel, sometimes I take my towels.
Okay.
I got rid of underwear since I moved, and I use them for dust cloths. They're so nasty. How nasty. Okay. Both sneakers and tennis shoes, they refer to that. But they said that she says, I say tennis shoes. My husband says sneakers. I think it depends on where you're from. And then the last thing I want to share is I want to go back up because there was a comment from someone that posted that their son had graduated and that they wanted to recognize their son. Let me see if I can get this back to the very top. Let's see. Talk about it now. So this is the one. So Fernanda.
My first cousin.
Okay. For Honda. Yes. She said, hello, Bishop and Darlene. Our son Elijah is graduating this Friday and going off to UConn. Okay. Oh, congratulations. In the fall with 4-year football. Yes. Football scholarship with 3.7 average. And then also Stephen was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
That's her husband.
Yes. And was able to ring the bell
today.
Yes. God be the glory. Look at there.
Congratulations.
It's so powerful, you guys. The act of love, the act of words.
Yes. I say things like that we've not shared, that we need to share those kind of things. So men won't be so afraid to go and get a check.
Yeah.
You know, I know people have died because they wouldn't go. And if they just went to the doctor, God could have healed them through the doctor. Yeah.
And so we
congratulations, cuz, and as well, they are pastors there in the city of Griffin, and they're my spiritual children.
Yes, yes. And so that is so powerful. Miss Norma's over there.
It's Marcus' sister.
Is
Marcus? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you met him the day
when
Marcus passed.
I didn't put that together.
Right.
Oh my gosh. No, that's my boy too.
Oh man, I missed him. I just told Darlene last week. I said, man, I miss Marcus, man. I tell you, I do.
So look, you guys, thank y'all for staying with us this long, the extra 5 minutes. But we appreciate all of those who are givers of your time, of your money, of you driving to places, dropping off food to people, blessing your friends, blessing your spouses, whoever it is.
I pray that you receive a residual harvest for your do good seed. And I'm calling in all the do good seeds, even the one that you've forgotten about.
Yes.
I'm calling them in. So angels go and bring in the harvest to each and every individual, Lord, in the name of Jesus, that do good seed and bring that harvest, that keep on giving and keep on giving.
Yes, yes. And so congratulations again, family members that got graduates. Anybody that's got a birthday coming up, Darlene, and then anyone else that has
June the 9th.
June the 9th. Oh, I didn't say June the 9th. Yes, June the 9th. And then so let's see what Renelda wants to say. Oh, looking exceptionally stunning today. Well, thank you, my girlfriend on the other side. And then Miss Norma has a closeout to say. She says sneaker ball, not tennis shoe ball. Miss Norma, you better get off.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. And I want to say this too. We are starting a new ministry at World Changers, alcohol and drug support ministry. And Miss Norma, as you call her, Miss Norma, and her husband, I call him the governor, Rick. They're gonna head it up for me, and they're the directors of the alcohol and drug support. And I'm excited about it. We're gonna try to launch it at least by August the 1st. I'm hoping we can do it before that, but if we don't, we're gonna start it. And then we're gonna hit the ground running. So thank you. And if you have anybody struggling in those areas, they can hit us up.
Yeah, and even grief share for those that are going through grief, because we started this broadcast on us being widowers, and so Fuller is now over grief share. Is that right?
Yeah.
And there's a website that
Deacon Harvey and Pat. His wife Pat is director of that. I'm the overseer of it, the pastor over it. But they do a good job on Tuesday night at 6:00. And if you would like to join in, DM us, and I'll send you a link. Get the link sent to you.
Did my baby say DM? I didn't even know. Go on, baby, talking about DM us. Look at you go, Fuller.
I'm learning. I'm trying.
All right, you guys. Well, look, have an amazing rest of your night.
I'm gonna hit. She thought I was gonna say hit you on your beeper.
No. Yeah. And so, but you guys, thank y'all for joining again tonight. And so, look, Valerie Adams says, brothers, June the 9th. Look, you got some good genes, some good family members.
All right.
So y'all have an amazing rest of your evening. And we will see you guys next week as we get ready to close out the month of May. And we promise we're going to have a guest. And so, but thank you guys.
Go get that physical.
Go get your physical.
Yeah.
Go get your physical. Y'all have an amazing evening. We'll talk with you on next week on Godfidence.
Love you.